were approached by our Shanghai partner, East China Normal University, to do a collaborative project. So because we had that invitation on the table, we thought it was too good an opportunity to not try and take up and see where we could take it. So we came up with a couple of aims, with the idea of really trying to develop a public art project that would be transdisciplinary in Shanghai, China, where it wasn't just us bringing a project to China, where we'd actually collaboratively develop it with East China Normal University as part of that process of really strengthening the connection between the two universities and potentially with other university partners that we've built in the meantime as well.
When we were in Shanghai, ECNU, the head of school actually took us to Suzhou Creek, which is a site that's just located near the university, and they've already had initial discussions with the local government about working on a public art project in that area. And apparently the site's actually earmarked for redevelopment in preparation for the Shanghai Expo next year.
I think it's important now that we sort of move to that next stage, because we've really workshopped it amongst ourselves to a great extent, and now we need to solidify that and then take it to the next point.
Yeah, pick up with a media
We're now ready to roll out.
Historically, you know, where do you look at the artwork? It's the finished thing.
Yeah.
You know, it's the completed thing in the box. Whereas this way, I guess, historically now we start to see the different parts of privilege at various times. Through our meetings with Cameron, we've got a good idea of the sort of work that he's thinking about, and and we sort of viewed some of his drawing machines and you know, other works that he's created that have got a purpose in terms of recording sort of weather conditions and water flows and things like that. So we've got a look of, you know, just how he might want to engage with it.
It takes a little while to set up, so I'll just show you the basics of it.
Yep.
And this is something I made for doing drawings from the wind and the weather and the elements in different locations. So I can this actually travels with me to various different places, and it can be set up in the tradition of scientific instruments, and set up and made to do, you know, sort of invited to do drawings powered by the wind. It'd be really great to go to the site and to actually be able to respond to the place. My practice, you know, in the strict sense of the word, which is like practicing for an event, is you know, involves going to various sites and having quick responses and actually coming up with works and creating finished works in a short time frame. You know, in terms of group dynamics and working with teams, I've had some great experiences actually with RMIT, and we've done many workshops where we've had groups of people, you know, sort of working on a site for an extended period of time, up to a couple of weeks, to actually create works. This was a very quick response wind drawing machine, and I made this when I went on a trip to the mountains, and I decided to make something out of sort of ad hoc materials that I could collect from the site.
Collect those on the site?
I collected all these materials from the site. Including the record turntable, which is always a great bearing, and the tin can, which I was able to make into a Savonius rotor, and obviously the bearing and wire components were simple to find as well. And it was actually on top of a mountain for 3 days and nights, and produced a series of drawings from the wind, which were very successful drawings. Right. Yeah, so So I've worked out ways of making good quality, using good quality materials to kind of make a lasting and effective mechanism. And yeah, this is an interesting one because it's gouged a fair bit out as well and created a hole, but then the pen actually was catching on the hole and created another hole direction here, which is a really lovely kind of happy accident that the machine's found its own path. Which is something always very exciting about working with dynamic systems, is you can have strange accidents happen and unusual loops and these sort of splashes come down from the weather. Also, I love that sort of non-verbal communication with drawings and gesturing and all of that, and also there's translators as well. So in that way, it's not too difficult. But I think art and also music, which I do play, and I've just travelled with music to Korea in the last couple of weeks, and the art and music are such great communicators. You have to remember that they're their own language, and this is what we concentrate on as artists.
Fascinating, fantastic, world class.